Alright guys, before we get into today's video, I want to go over my free Discord community that I just opened up last month or about a month and a half ago. It's a free community. The link will be in my description. It's for traders who want to just join a community and learn. I'm always giving out free charting sessions, going over price action, keeping up to date with my trades, and always answering any question you guys may have on any topic of trading. So if you're looking for a free community, no charge at all, to just be part of a family and get knowledge and gain friends, the link will be down in the description. So without further ado, let's just get right into today's video. Alright guys, so in today's video I'm going to be going over market structure. I'm going to be going over basically what I want to see in market structure, how market structure validates what directional bias, and how I can be confident in a draw based off market structure, and why most traders I see fail due to knowing how to read market structure and letting it show you where it truly wants to go. Alright, so all in my Discord community, I always explain to the students in there, the members in there, I tell them always ask yourself, what is the market showing me? And what do I mean by that? I mean, what is market structure telling you, right? Market structure is, if you know how to read it, it's very powerful. And so the reason it's so powerful is because if we let it show us what it wants to do, what I mean by that is asking yourself this: if price is bullish, I want to see price do this. Okay, basically asking yourself, like, I'm not going to be bullish until this happens in price and what you're confident in. Or ask yourself vice versa: if price is bearish, I'm not going to be bearish until this happens in price, in market structure, right? And also reading market structure, you're also identifying what's price is respecting, what's it disrespecting, and the order flow. So I'm going to be going over a few examples on how basically I read it and what I look for to read market structure, and what I mean by my examples I have on the screen. All right, so this is a perfect example of, what I mean. So market structure right now, okay, look, we came into this higher time frame PD array. I believe it's the daily fair value gap, right? The daily fair value gap, we are tapped into it. We opened, manipulated lower, and then we expanded higher, and we wicked the top, all right? So in this scenario, you want to be very cautious. This is a perfect example of letting market structure show you what you want to do. Because in this scenario, you could easily just be bullish, right? There's nothing telling us in price that we want to be bearish. So if anything, there's a lot of bullish structure, right? We're just tapping off the daily, right? We're respecting this hourly fair value gap. Cool. There's nothing telling us in structure that we want to go lower. What would I want to see if we want to go lower? I'm going to ask myself, like I said in the examples before, what do I need to see if I want to be bearish? Well, look, we have buy side swept. We're in a weekly, so that's a start. We're in a weekly fair value gap. We have buy side swept right here, right? Going down to the hourly. We also have internal buy side swept as well. So everything's starting to align for a bearish bias, but we're missing something. We're missing the structure to validate that we want to go lower. Most traders will see that we have buy side swept, internal buy side swept. I'm going short immediately. No, wait for structure to validate that, to give you that confidence that we do want to go lower, waiting for price to tell you, right? Traders we're reactive, right, to what price is showing us. We don't just guess or assume. We are reacting to what the market shows us, and when it shows us it wants to go lower, we listen to that and we take that in. So looking at price action right now, if I'm bearish, I would want to see, well, we have buy side swept inside a higher time frame bearish PD array. If I'm bearish, I'd want to see this fair value gap get ran through to the downside, and I'd want to see this higher time frame hourly change in the state as well. So I'd initially want to see us run through this and see displacement through this change in the state as well, aggression. And I'd want to see continuation lower towards possibly this unfilled daily fair value gap as well, or the discount of this whole range, right? Notice how I'm focusing on everything on the higher time frame. I'm focusing on the higher time frame. I'm not focused on the 5 minute. I'm not focused on the 1 minute. I'm focused on the higher time frame structure, because the higher time frame structure is your friend. It's going to show you the true order flow of where the market intends to go. So even right here as well, the 4 hour, look, I'd want to see a change in the state on this 4 hour as well, displaced through this low. And in that case, I would be confident that we would at least want to go to this low right here, have some type of retracement, because we've had this huge expansion the past, for a while, since last month. We've had this huge expansion. I would have the expectation of some type of retracement, because we're in the weekly for rally gap, because we have buy side swept, internal buy side swept. So now the final piece would be for structure to validate that, which would be invalidating this 1 hour, displacing through this change in the state, and I'd want to see continuation lower towards this sell side level, right? And so if I'm bullish, I'm going to explain to you guys why I would be bullish, or what I'd want to see being bullish. Now, someone could look at this and be like, well, we could 100% just go higher, right? I mean, we could 100%. We could definitely just retrace lower, create SMT at these lows, and then expand higher into this as well. But we could 100% do that, right? Price can do basically, it does what it wants. It has its own thinking process, right? Its own algorithm. We just have to react to what it's showing us. So we could definitely just tap back into here, into this 4 hour, have manipulation, and then expand higher, something like that, right? Because it doesn't have to do what we think it's going to do. It's going to do what it's going to do. We just have to react to what the structure is telling us. So if I'm going to be bullish, what would I want to see in this scenario going into the next day? Well, if we do get that move down, okay, if we do get that move down, because if we're going to move higher, we need to move lower first, right? It's accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? So if we want to move higher, we have to move lower first. So I'd want to see a move lower, but I'd want to see structure validating we want to go higher. I'd want to see manipulation at the lows and then see displacement higher towards buy side. So in an area where we expect to reject, in displacement, etc. Let's say we get like a change in the state as well, a higher time frame, forever model. This would be structure telling us we want to proceed higher. Why? Because we have manipulation at the lows in a higher time frame PD array. We have displacement. We ran through this hourly fair value gap. We created a higher time frame change in the state. We have this untouched resting buy side level above. Okay? So adding all of these context clues to market structure, seeing displacement, seeing that change in the state, and that inverse fair value gap structure is telling me that we want to go higher. That's why being patient is so crucial when it comes to being on the charts in the morning and waiting for a setup. Patience, patience, patience will always pay at the end of the day. So let me show you guys an example of exactly what I mean by waiting and letting price show you where it wants to go. So imagine this is the 1 minute time frame. We retrace back into a bearish 15-minute fair value gap, and on the higher time frame, you're bearish, right? You're expecting lower price going into the day. So this is something we typically would want to see. We retrace into the 15-minute bearish fair value gap, higher time frame PD array where we expect to reject from. We have buy side swept, right? And then you can see right here we have, let's say we create a SMT at the highs, okay? Cool, we have everything we're looking for. And some traders will see this move down right here. They'll see this move down and they'll enter short automatically. They won't even wait for anything. They'll wait and they're like, oh my God, 1 to 7 RR. Oh my God, right? And then next you know it, this is just a fake out move for just one more manipulation leg, then the real move actually happens, right? So and that happens a lot in price action, more than you guys know. So this waiting for market structure saves you from losses, because if we're waiting for buy side swept, manipulation at the highs, let's say we get manipulation at the highs, we get internal buy side swept again, and let's say we're waiting for our model, what we want to wait for in validation of the fair value gap and a change in the state. Now, this is price telling us we want to go lower because we invalidated that 1 minute, we turned it into IFEG, and we have the change in the state. Now price is telling us we're ready to go lower, right? Instead of seeing this little move down, we're like, okay, I gotta hop in short. Okay, tight stop, blah, blah, blah. No. Waiting for structure to validate that. And this is structure validating that we want to go lower. Displacement through this, violating this 1 minute for value gap, bullish for value gap, displacing through that, and this change in the state to take out these generated lows right here. Now you could enter short right here, either stop at this high or a close above this IFEG, targeting the external low, and you still get a nice 1 to 3 RR. It's something you would play out like this. You tap that, maybe tap the IFEG, then go lower, etc. It doesn't matter. But you guys have to get the idea and be disciplined to let market structure tell you. That's my whole message for this video. Be patient. Make it to the point where the trade is literally screaming at you to take it. Market structure is so validating that it wants to go in your direction, where it's basically you have that feeling in your stomach or in your gut that it's screaming at you to take it, and that if you don't take it, you're an idiot. Those are the only trades you want to take, the ones that are screaming at you to take, because those are the confident ones. If you're not taking trades you're not confident in, then you're purely gambling. So this is what I want you guys to focus on. If you're struggling with, getting stopped out too much, if you're struggling with, if you're on a losing streak, maybe just focus on waiting for more confirmation, right? Waiting for more things in price to tell you. Just be patient. Be patient with market structure and wait till it validates in your direction a lot, to the point where you have no other choice but to enter because it's going in your direction so nicely. Here is another example for you guys. If you guys were struggling with bias on this day, Thursday, May 13th, then, or May 15th, then here's another way you could look at it. So going into the day, we had sell side swept right here. I'm not sure, I don't think there was an SMT, right? But you're also kind of leaning bearish because we had that weekly for value gap, buy side swept, etc. So we could have seen lower price maybe. But right here, right, you don't know if price is going to respect this 15-minute or not. So what do you do? If you're not confident in what price action is telling you in the moment, ask yourself, what do I need to see in price? What do I need to see in price to validate a bullish bias? For me personally, I want to see an higher time frame PD ray get invalidated and a higher time frame change in the state as well. So if this happens, I'm bullish. That's it. If this happens, I'm flipping my bias to bullish, right? And what does price do? It respects that IFVG, displaces above that. Okay, after this happens, I'm bullish, right? Now I'm looking for long setups towards these buy side levels, right? And of course, after this day was pretty choppy, but it still ended up going to buy side, right? After this change in the state happened, right? And if we were bearish, we 100% would have we wouldn't have respected this change in the state, and we would have. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a sub and a comment. I'm super thankful for you guys, the people in the community. It's growing awesome. We're getting awesome feedback from the traders that I'm helping them out on. They're always answering or asking me questions. I'm always answering them. So if you guys do enjoy this type of educational content, be sure to subscribe, share it with your friends, and make sure to join the free community if you have not from the beginning of the video. The link will be in the description. So thank you guys, and many more goals to be reached. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.